Got new tires. I had a idea I was gonna go over the truck, inspect everything, make repairs, any modifications that might be needed. You have to run these tires, but spoiler, they fit right on there pretty much. I called, check pricing and availability. Local tire shop actually had them in stock, so I left right after work that day and went and got them. Got a truckload of parts to put on here. New hubs, shocks, has some 1500 keys I'm gonna put on it. These tires, this is the third set of these I've had. These are the Kenda, I don't know, cleaver. Some people say clever. I think tire shop called them cleaver, but it's the third set I've had. These are 35 1050 17s. I had the 1250s on some stock wheels on my last truck, and they looked a little ballooned out. I figured the 1050s would fit good on fit nicely on the stock wheels, but they're definitely narrow. The 1250s, the tread pattern looks a lot cooler on them. The more aggressive it seems like, but these are okay. I had the all-terrain version on another truck I had. They were actually pretty similar, but they seem to be good tires. They just barely, you can see just barely scrub every once in a while right there. But I figured they'd fit, and I took a chance on it, and they fit without having to really do anything. But I'll get started. Also, a set of mirrors. This one here, it's been bad. It's dark where I guess the anti-glare stuff is messed up in it. I had an incident the other day at Sonic. So finally getting tow mirrors, I guess. Now I hate to lose these fancy power folding mirrors, but they had issues. That's really what probably did this one in. I believe they have a little give normally, but this mirror was stuck in the folded in position. It broke like the second time I used it, so I just pushed it out. So essentially it was already folded out as far as it can go, so I guess I clipped the post, it just snapped it clean there. But that's probably the first thing I do is change the mirrors, because I'm not looking forward to working underneath the truck, doing anything. As you can see, the ground's still pretty nasty. The weather's been horrible here lately, but we'll start with mirrors. But I gotta get them hubs on this weekend. They're horrible. And I had to make a pretty long drive on them, so I picked up another project in Johnson City a couple days ago. So that's another reason why I went ahead and did the tires before I did anything else. But I guess I'll get started. Won't get done if I don't get started. These are the mirrors I got. You can see, made in China. That's another reason why I had waited so long before I actually got a set. I'd been looking. I wanted OEM, but the market is very saturated with these Chinese mirrors. So everybody on Marketplace, they had these same mirrors. They wanted $100 for a pair of used Chinese mirrors, and I can just buy them myself. Amazon, $75, shipped to my door. It'd been nice to have nice OEM, good quality with power, the turn signal, and all that, which is what I wanted, but I just wasn't finding any. Let's see. Customer support. I still haven't invested in a tripod or nothing. I don't know why. I just never think of it. It's always an afterthought if I'm going to video anything. But first impression. Well, I don't know what I'm filming. Oh, they don't come with the nuts, but looks like they're right, maybe. Okay, they got the. You ain't gonna see nothing on camera, but they got the turn signal. They look pretty good, I guess. Buy these new. I think GM, OEM, like $600 each. But that's nice. Ready to come with the nuts. New little clips. Snap the wires back in neatly. That's good. Good. Yeah, good. These are good quality. I guess good quality mirror. Oh, it's a lot of this Chinese stuff. It's hit or miss. Somebody's been here before. This clip was already broken. This. I think I may have done that, but it's got one in the front and the back. But this just unsnaps. There's a clip that holds it here, here, here. You just pop this off. There should be a 10mm bolt. You pop this cover off. This cover off, there's 2 bolts there. Pop this open. I need a better pry tool. You gotta be careful. I had a Tahoe. Somebody broke it. Let me pause just a second. Alright, when in doubt, just use pocket knife. It worked better than a screwdriver. I was too lazy to even go find a screwdriver yesterday when I was taking apart another door on the other one I was working on. So I used my pocket knife. It worked perfect. And so that's what I did today too. I'm not gonna give up on the screwdriver just yet. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and there's that 10mm. And then there's another one, or well, 2 down here. Fine. Pause again. Bring out my pocket knife. This one. Alright. Pocket knife just gets right in there. I guess that's the right tool for this job. Yeah. You can see, well, yeah, 2 more 10mm. And that should be all that's really left to hold in this. Once you have all your wiring unplugged, and you hit these 10mm out, well, 3 10mm. In this door lock thing, it should just lift off, and then you just have to disconnect this cable to take the door panel completely off. But I'm gonna buzz them 10mm out real quick. Got those 3 10mm bolts. The easiest way I found is up here where it's loose. Kind of wedge my fingers in there and I start kind of tugging along the edges. trying to be careful not to break anything, but this thing, 16-year-old, so that's kind of real. I need a tripod. But you get the idea, I guess. We're off here. I fish all our wires through the backside, and here, focus. Okay. You can kind of see, push these little tabs. Push it. Okay. I have no idea if you even saw what I did there, but you just unsnap that and it slides right out. Then the whole, okay, the whole thing comes right off. That's a lot to change some mirrors. This foam pad just pulls right out. You see you have 3 more 10mm nuts. Got this wiring harness. These little clips. I don't know, that don't... That looks kind of aftermarket to me, that tape there, but I could be wrong. Why would they run under? Okay. So you should just be able just to give these a yank. Of course it slides right off of there. That's fine. Just those 3 nuts now. So this is an OEM mirror. 900 Victory Red. See a date down here. 3/17/09, so it's factory. Definitely has some paint work here, which is, I mean, no secret this truck's had some paint work, but you can see they've put the mirror back on. It's been a little tacky, sticker stuck and everything, but throw the other mirror back on here. Ain't got enough hands for all this. I'm going to mix and match with the stock hardware. This seems a lot better than this to me, but having some alignment problems. It's, oh, I think I got it, but overall, you know, I guess the fit's not too bad. I'll get it on here, get everything cinched down tight, and we'll take a look at it then. I'm hoping these don't have a lot of vibration going down the road. They seem pretty solid though. It's a solid chunk of aluminum back there, so maybe they'll be pretty good. The foam pad, I'm not impressed with it. I should have looked. Let's see. Man. I should have probably used the foam off of the old mirrors, but I'm not gonna fight with that again. We'll save those for a rainy day. Maybe I'll fix them, put them back on here eventually. But I wanted the extra visibility when towing. You know, I towed back from Johnson City the other day. It was like a 3-hour trip. It was a 6-hour round trip. Had to stop off in Knoxville. That was kind of a pain. You know, well, not even really. good visibility out of that mirror. Basically just the rear view is all I had, but sure made navigating traffic fun. I'm going to use these push clip things they provided. Should be reusable. If I ever got to take it back apart, just cut the zip ties and should be able to run new zip ties through them, but I think they'll fit. Should just push in there nicely. Better than nothing, I guess. I could have probably zip tied to the leftover white factory clips, but I saw these in the bag. I believe that'll be okay. So zip tie. Okay, that's not too bad. That'll work, I believe. Reassembly is the reverse of disassembly, of course, which you really didn't see a whole lot of that. Dang. So this is broke. It's broke on another one I took apart too. Make sure all your clips are in the right spot. Oh, that's going to be fighting me. This was attached. That's the first time I noticed that. I've not had the door panel off this truck before. I had them off of 07 Tahoe, and I was dealing with a Denali yesterday, but this may be attached. It may not go back on there though. Let me try to get. I'd do something here. It's gonna fall off. Should be able to push that in. That's weird. Somebody's had that out before or something. I hope that stays, but let me try to get the door panel back on. I'm not going to be able to show you, but I can explain it to you. Maybe show you once I get the other door panel off. But there's a rubber channel right here, and you got to get this lined up to hook in there. I believe we're good. All snap back together. Oh, it stayed good. Wires. Get all the wires out. Okay, it's all downhill from here. It goes back together pretty easy. This piece. Perfect. Okay. This piece. You slide it on. If you break this tab, you won't be able to unlock your door manually anymore. It'll just pull the handle off. This is really cheap made stuff back then. We finish this up. I'm gonna snap the controls back on. Try the mirror out. give it a good looking over, see fit and finish, which probably should have done that before I put the door panel on, but let's see. Looks okay, I guess. Don't forget your little foam piece. I don't know if it makes much difference, but okay. I didn't break it. It'll go in there, but it's easier. It's easier just to put it in before the door panel. That should be good. Now you can snap this piece back on. You should have 3 tabs, but mine only has 2. That. Let's see here. You can see a little round hole down there. That's where this part goes. So that helps line that up. And 2 tabs, 1 tab. You can kind of tell by the shape too, but good grief. Okay. So, okay. The way you do this, I guess, bottom, put the bottom first. Then snap the top in. There you go. And from there, you just put all this mess in. It is kind of labeled for you, the brown to brown. We got gray. Gray. This mess here. Black. This is the mirror. This is the main window switch. I'm gonna have to. I need one of these actually for the other project I just picked up. I believe that's it. So let's see. You don't like that. What's wrong with it here? Well, that's not the right key. This one. Well, yellow turns the. I don't like that. I was hoping it'd be red like factory, but something's off here. Make sure window still works. I borrowed this earlier and I'm afraid. Mirror works. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna do this to the other side now, I guess. There's always one broke. I think that's the same as the other side too. You go check something here. Yeah, same one on this one too. Yeah, here's the project. I guess it sounds cool to call it that way. It's just a Denali got from Gov Deals. Somebody was a bad boy. Lost their vehicle and their $3,950 according to the paperwork, but I may do a video on some of that stuff, but there really ain't a whole lot of needs to be done to it. My videos, they're not good anyway, so I don't know, we'll see how I feel. Same top clip broke on this side and the second one down. Top clip was also broke on the Denali when I took it apart, but I don't know. It should hold. It bothers me knowing when things are broke. If I didn't know any better, it'd never bother me, but I'll change this mirror real quick and throw everything back together. Okay, here's that channel in the rubber here. You see a groove. And you just set the slip in there. The clips are in place. This side should go back together easier now that it got that figured out. I didn't have that trouble. I was just working on one of these yesterday. Yeah, the other side fought me a little bit. This side. Okay, correction. Let's see here. Not this first lip, but the second white lip here. This sets in this track right here. So yeah, that was the problem I was having on the other side, I guess. Let me get my windows retinted. That looks horrible, but I'll put this thing back together now, and that might be all I do for today. Just not looking forward to digging into the other stuff at the moment. Might be a job for tomorrow. I don't know. See how I feel. Okay, I just knocked the old knocked torsion bar back, got the old original key out. Had to beat on it a little bit, so I'm a little winded, but I have these OEM keys off of a 06 1500. This is the original 2500 key. If I line up the hex here, let's see, there's the difference. So that's what gives you the lift, but I'm gonna throw these back on, and hopefully the other side comes apart at least as easy as this side did. Hopefully easier, but we'll see. Ooh. Okay. That's a lot of pressure. Well, I hope the camera view's good. I don't know how else to do. Man, I don't know about these. Things awful tight. I got the wheel off the ground, so I'm not fighting the weight of the truck, but there we go. Okay. Man. Oh, this is wonderful. If I can get some good threads through, I will switch to ratchet though. I didn't like the way the impact set. Okay, we're just barely touching. You get the idea. Let me let this off. I'll come back when I start the other side. Okay, on this side, this tool doesn't really fit. There's a notch in the top of the cross member right here where my finger is. You can't see because of my arm, but the exhaust is in the way, but I think this will work. Probably not the safest, but it's holding. Okay. Well, I thought it was ready to fall out. Let's see. I used the impact on the other side. It came out hard the whole way, so threads are dirty. I don't want to tear stuff up. Should have sprayed it down. Some kind of oil. It should be okay. They say don't poke your finger in the hole there, so don't put your finger in there. Probably easier. Got the front, yeah. Now he's gotta back that off. I'm hoping this side is the easy side, but we'll see. I think it went in the hole that time. Jeez. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Oh. So we're loose up there. What we got down here? Maybe just hit it with a hammer a couple of times. Key stuck to the bar. The other side didn't take much persuading to loosen up. I'm gonna try something. Don't like being under here like this, but hey, we broke it loose. Okay, let me go back and rearrange my jack and everything. Okay, what I did is I shot this back the opposite way. Usually that bolt's pushing this way, so it froze that direction on the torsion bar. So I hit it back from the other direction, and you can kind of see there. It's loose on there. Should be able to knock that bar through, swap it out. It's going. Can't get a good swing on it with this DPF in the way, but slowly but surely it's going. Oh. That was the one. That was it. me get a look at these part numbers here. Let's see. Before I put the other one in. We got focus. T55300030. Oh, let's see this one. Wait. Yeah, T55 30030. It looks like 1553030. 216 9008. NR7. I don't know, it ain't showing on video very good. This one says like WN48. I don't know. They are slightly different. I had a clunk in this thing, and I was thinking was the torsion bar bushings, but I don't know. I can see the focus here that has been rubbing right up in there. So that's probably the noise I heard. But why? Why is that? It must. Bushing looks okay, and of course. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't want that to fall out, but it did. There's pressure on it, so I can't tell if it's loose or not, but we'll see, I guess. I'll put it back together with the new one in there if it's still clunking. I'll revisit this, and everything should be easy to get apart at that point. I got this back together. It was sketchy. I had to do it here because I couldn't get in the groove up there, and then I couldn't get this part in, the little crossbar, because of course that was in the way. So I had to put it back in here, and it just barely stayed in. That's a little sketchy. This is centered up better now. I'm gonna take the other side back apart because it got started crooked. It'll probably straighten out if I drive it or something, but I'm just gonna back the bolt out and recenter everything and go from there. I just popped the dust cap off here, and looking, this hub, it doesn't look too old actually. This black color here just looks like the, I think, Mevotech. It's the TTX or the heavy duty one I used previously on another truck I had. Actually started to buy a pair of these hubs for, well, for this truck. I took them out of the cart last minute, but they may not need hubs, but I guess I'm gonna put them on there, and I'll save these, or I don't know. I'll take a look at it. Should come apart easy if it's been apart recently. Everyone says that these axle nuts are a 36 millimeter. From my experience, though, the 36 is a little loose. So I usually grab a 35 millimeter, and I bring both with me. 35, 35 is good, pretty much perfect. I went ahead and I busted it loose, and well, it does get stuck, but I'd rather have a little trouble getting it off the nut than to strip it. Well, I guess that's why people say 36, but I just gotta get these lug nuts broke loose, pull the wheel off, and hopefully this all comes apart easy. Actually, let's see here. Probably have a jack under it, but I wanted to make sure they come loose before I jacked it up. Throw a jack under and take them off. Somebody's done brakes on this thing too. Put the nice coated or painted rotors. That's been apart. There's grease in the splines there. Pads are getting a little low, which I had some in my cart and I pulled them out. I didn't think I needed them. I have to go ahead and get them, change them while I had everything apart, but so I need to order some of those, but this is looking pretty good so far. I got all the bolts out, everything disconnected. It looks like it's just gonna fall right off of there. Let's see. There it is. Pretty clean. Let's feel this bearing here. Yeah, she's a little dry. Yeah, I'm not sure what brand these are, but that black color looks like the Melotech to me. Which they're fine, I guess. Mine lasted at least till I got rid of the truck. I've had good luck with that Melotech brand. I can't remember what the ones I bought were, but they were kind of a budget option. So we'll dig them out, throw them on. Looks like I need that outer tie rod in too. There's really no play in anything, but that boot's busted. Here's the bearing I went with, their hub, FVP. Well, went with this for a couple reasons. It was either the cheapest or second cheapest, something like that. And it came from the same location as the rest of the parts I ordered, so saved on shipping. I think that's the first time I've ever had an order where every item came from the same location. In the past, I've put things in the cart and I had like one item from a different location, everything else come from another. So I removed the one item and then it ends up splitting it. I don't know. I don't know why they do that, but anyway. I had the Melotech hubs in my cart, but I backed out, decided I wanted to save a little money. I just bought new tires and I'm spending way too much money lately, so spread things out a little bit, get the cheap hubs this time, maybe get the good ones next time, I don't know. This part number here, Timken hubs, everybody says they're the greatest, so, and I have no problems. Quality wise, Timken's good, but my job, I used to work at Timken. My job specifically was when they would do what they called a stock lift. They would buy pallets of hubs from other manufacturers. It'd be either old stock or, you know, just surplus that they didn't need, And my job would be, is we'd get them in, I'd pull them out of the other manufacturer's box, I would inspect them, send them across the street to be repackaged in a Timken box and sold. I've seen this part number. This looks familiar to me. This BCA or SKF WH and the part number. I don't know. It looks familiar to me. This, oh yeah, Malaysia. I'm not familiar with Malaysia. A lot of them we had come from, well, China, USA, Korea. Korea was a big one. German, a lot of FAG and Schaeffler and stuff like that. But this part number looks familiar. But I've seen this brand. Maybe it's just from Rock Auto I've seen it, but I don't know. It should be okay. I bet it sounds better than the one I took off of here anyway. Two different part numbers. I bet those cross-reference to a well-known brand. I'm gonna have to look that up if I remember. We'll see. There's a website we used when doing the hubs to cross-reference, make sure we got the applications right and everything. But yeah, okay, it should be good. I'll put it on, see what it does. I'm not hating on Timken bearings. They're obviously good quality. The issue I have is you're buying the name, basically. Most of the manufacturers, a lot of it's all made in the same place and they just share amongst themselves. Some other manufacturers have a Timken part in their box. Timken might have another manufacturer's part in theirs. It's just whatever's available at the time, I guess. That's why I don't get too hung up on the brand names. But Timken's a good brand. If that's what you want, that's what you want. This axle nut, I think the torque spec is like 175 foot-pounds. I'm gonna get it pretty tight. I don't have a torque wrench that goes up that high, or I don't have a torque wrench that goes to 175 foot-pounds, but the way these new hubs are made, the axle nut torque is not as critical now. The axle's not holding the bearing together like they did on the original design. This same hub supposedly will work on a two-wheel drive, and there's no stub sticking through on there at all, so tight should be good. Well, pretty tight. Okay, that's a Car Quest. That's been changed. So all this front end stuff's relatively new. I bet brakes, which it needs pads, they're bad. Like, I need them now. I need to go to the store and get some. The inside, it's worn. It has this nice painted calipers and brackets, rotors. I bet all this was done at the same time. Next thing I'm going to get or tackle is the shock. It'll probably be easier to pull this inner fender out of the way. I'm going to try to work around it. I hate removing inner fenders. The other side, I'll have to pull it. I need to do the fuel filter, so I'll do that while I'm over there, get everything out. So finish this up, do this shock if I can. Well, I will. I'll have to do it. Let me see if I can get it apart, or figure out a game plan anyway. Got the old shock out. Could have probably reused this on the new shock. I don't believe it has a dust boot. But I'm not a shock snob, but here's what I got. I doubt I could tell a difference in a $20 shock and $200 shock just riding in the truck, but I know Bill Stein, that's usually the go-to for a lot of people, but these were maybe the cheapest shock for a leveled application on Rock Auto. Yeah, there's no dust boot on there, but yeah, that wouldn't have worked anyway. So no loss there. RS7MT. These were cheaper than the regular white and red RS something. I don't know. This seems kind of maybe like a Fox knockoff or something they were trying. I don't know. We'll try them out. They were $50, something like that. They look kind of cool, I guess. Surprisingly, the old one came out pretty easy, so should be able to throw this thing back together and start the other side. Well, other side's finished up, fuel filters on, all that. Run out of time, so it's pretty much a bunch of the same stuff over there. We'll say I noticed these mirrors, they suck, so still need mirrors. I'm gonna look up that wheel bearing, see if I can cross-reference that number. But yeah, we're back together. Everything's good. I was going to end the video there, but I have some brake pads now, so let's throw these on here real quick and I'll show you how close I cut it. Takes a minute, but it actually gets them loose. Got it. Might need a fresh battery. Ah, we're good. I'll swap it out anyway. It's actually been another week since I did all that work, but there's a shot of the shocks installed. No dust boot. I don't know if I should have bought one or I don't know, but it didn't come with it. So I might look into getting a couple of those, but they are perfect fit for the. Oh, that came off. Well, that's nice. I need to zip tie some of this stuff. I'm worried about these wiring harnesses here. I don't know why it won't stay. Okay, but shock, perfect length for the 1500 keys. They ride good, I guess. They are pretty stiff, or I was just feeling pretty weak by the end of the day. It was all I can do to compress it to get it in there, but it's in there. I figured out a little trick is a little easier on the second side. Brakes, rotors, they're okay, I guess. You can see a little groove there. Just barely can feel it. I'm not buying rotors. It's like brake parts have doubled in price here recently, and a rotor will probably be about $100 each. So I'm gonna try to go. I'll just pad slap it. Ordered brake pad, or I was going to order brake pads from Rock Auto, but by the time you pay shipping just on brake pads without buying anything else, it's really not worth it. So I tried to cheap out and go on eBay, and I bought some. They were $15, shipping and all, for my year, make, model. Specifically searching for front brake pads. Description says front brake pads right at the top, but then you get down to the little like fitment chart down towards the bottom. It had it listed as rear for my application. Apparently 1500 front pads are, you know, HD rear pads, so they were rear pads. So I ended up having to go to AutoZone. We got some of their cheap ones, which were still, you know, 60 bucks, but I need them. So I'll show you. Let's see what size we working with here. Definitely not that. Yes, it's, I'll grab a 17. It's probably 18. Probably this. Got this 18 millimeter too. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, 18 millimeter. Hopefully, the limb pack will fit in there. It will on the bottom for sure. It's pretty tight. Dang. Well, luckily I brought a breaker bar. I think it's loose now. Okay. Let's try knock these off in the dirt here. That'd be good. I gotta find my zip ties. I need to zip tie this, and the other side has a threaded hole in the control arm that this won't snap into. So we tie it too. Okay, you can see not a lot left. Okay, the outer pad is the one with the two squealers, scrapers, whatever. So I was afraid of. Got into the rotor a little bit. Oh man. It's just, there's a rusty edge here. This thing needs rotors too, but I'm not putting any on it. These brake pads, $60. No hardware or anything with them. It's ridiculous. I sat here and fought with this thing longer than I should have. I'm assuming the other brake pad was installed incorrectly. I could not get this one to go in with the squealer at the top, so it popped right in at the bottom, so that's the way it's going to be. Outside pad slides right in. What we did earlier. Get it angled right. Squealer, top and bottom. I'll compress this caliper in. You can see it's run down pretty far. We'll see if my little C-clamp will do it. This is what I'm dealing with here. So to compress the caliper, I just put the old brake pad back in there to bridge the two pistons, and it's going to use this C-clamp. Run it down. It should go pretty easily. Make sure you don't have hose or anything in the bind. It's going slowly. I need to work on my camera skills. Just keep going until it's all the way in. We're getting there. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll throw everything back together. Luckily, I hadn't disposed of the old hubs yet, so got a good clip here. We wanna trade this one out. Fix it the right way. I don't know that it's perfect, but it's better. I guess I'm going to leave the video here. I don't know if I ever really gave any info on the truck. This is a 2009 Sierra 2500 HD LMM Duramax. The tires, I like them. This is the third set of the Kenda Cleaver RTs I've had. They're good tires. I had the ATs on a truck. They're good too. These mirrors suck. They shake. Got the wrong color turn signal in them. It's been a great truck. I've had it right at a year or so. Put 24,000 miles on it. This is really the first work I've had to do to the truck. I wanted to end the video off, you know, with it cleaned up, looking good. I mean, if you step back, squint, it's a pretty nice old truck. Probably, you know, options wise, the nicest truck I've owned. It's pretty much a Denali HD before the Denali HD was a thing. It's a fully loaded SLT, but that's pretty much all I got planned for it for the time being. So this was actually the cheapest, I guess, 6-speed Duramax I could find that was running and driving without any issues. I bought it up above Nashville, I think Cross Plains or somewhere, something like that. The guy worked at CarMax. This truck was traded in, and he got it wholesale for what they paid as a trade, which they can fudge the numbers and tell you they pay you whatever you want for your trade, but they gave $7,000 trade in. He paid $7,000. I paid him $7,000. I was going to buy a rough, really rusty, beat up Duramax LBZ. It's a 06 or maybe an 07 Classic. I really wanted it. No, it would have been a project, but it was $4,000. But it's old, of course. So I found this. There's a couple other trucks in this price range, LMM, but had gasket issues. Found a LLY. It had All of them had little problems. I looked for probably 6 weeks when I stumbled across this truck. It's been great. It's kind of high mileage. We'll show you. Tire monitor, 384,000. It had right at 360 when I bought it, which it didn't really scare me. It drove perfect when I test drove it, and it's been great for 24,000 miles now. Most of the stuff I've done to it was just stuff I elected to do. Like brake pads, they'll wear out, of course. The hubs, they were a little noisy, but they would probably have been okay. Tires wear out, so I needed tires. The torsion bar, keys, that was purely cosmetic. Well, for the tires too, I guess. Only thing I've done to this truck, changed the oil, a few times. Transmission fluid filter, all the fluids. That's all I've had to do, just basic maintenance. It's been a good old truck. Eventually, I would like to do maybe some performance stuff, or try to find a nicer bed. This one's got that dent and the clear coat peeling on the one side. Maybe find a better hood. But yeah, that's probably all for this truck. Next video, if I do another one here pretty soon, might be on the Denali. It don't need a whole lot. Oil pressure's a little low, and it's got me a little worried about maybe cam bearings. But hopefully I can get by oil pickup, O-ring. I've had good luck with that in the past. A couple other things like that, but it's probably be it for this one. Leave a like if you liked the video. Maybe consider subscribing. All that stuff, YouTuber stuff. But I appreciate you watching the video. So thanks for watching.